Yo, we're over here. Uh-oh, we lost. I don't know what's happening. We're good? Okay, we're looking at we did our top 10 favorites of the year. We're going to do our top 10 most anticipated of next year.
2021,
and my daughter's
bring
in
us
the room.
Good movies.
Yeah, so we could have a hectic episode. Let's hope not. Right now she's preoccupied with Josh's mic. Again, thank you, Josh's mic, for helping us out. You guys sit down over there, kiddo. Sit down on the mic. What's your number 10, Rodney?
I think you should start with your 10 this time.
Ooh, okay. That's
Switch
cool.
things up a bit.
All right. My most anticipated. Let me see what I got. What did you just do? Oh, my movies.
I said on Sleepaway Camp. You talked about that a couple weeks ago on an episode.
Did I?
Yep.
There should be another one somewhere, but oh well. Okay. I appreciate that, my darling. Okay. Yeah, put it down. It's okay. My number 10 will be Mission Impossible 7. I don't get as hyped for these movies as much anymore because it's starting to get higher up there. But at the same time, the last one was so fucking good. And these are the movies, those kind of movies that seem to get better and better. But it's also to the point now where it's like, am I going to be too hyped now? Because the last one was so good. How long can they keep this up? We are on 7 now. So there is a little bit of worry. How long can we keep this going? And there's that fear that maybe this is where it starts to go downhill. I'm not saying I think that's going to happen. If I had to say, I'm like 70% sure this will probably be a great one too. But due to that, it'll be a little bit lower on my list where it could have potentially been higher. So Mission Impossible 7 at number 10.
Finally going to space.
I'm ready for all kinds of space.
Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt. You don't say.
So my number 10 for most anticipated for 2021, there's some drama around this one right now.
Drama.
This movie is called Pieces of a Woman. And it's
chop her up.
it's Vanessa Kirby and Shia
Disturbing
LaBeouf.
was the other video.
And it
see, I like that. That sounds nice.
Yeah. Well, since this whole FKA Twigs thing and what is she trying to do?
You just keep talking. I'll mess.
But these accusations being thrown on Shia LaBeouf right now took him out of awards season for this movie coming out, which sucks. But Pieces of a Woman, yeah, they deal with it's them two in a relationship. They're married and they're dealing with a miscarriage, and it's like the basically ups and downs, more downs, I'm assuming. But it looks really, really good, so I'm all for it.
I dig it. My number 9. Don't you tell me to My number 9 is No Time to Die. And I really juggled this one, the Mission Impossible, No Time to Die. You know, you kind of almost put them in the same style of movie in a weird way. Not really weird way. They're, whatever, spy-ish type action shit. And, I could almost say I like Mission Impossible movies more than Daniel Craig's movies because he's like half and half with his movies. That's one of those things. I don't have an unpopular opinion. I pretty much agree with what everybody, thinks. Like Skyfall and fucking Casino Royale are amazing. Quantum of Solace, I think I like a little more than other people, but it's still not as on the level of those two. And then Spectre just bores the shit out of me. So, Mission Impossible, a little more consistent than, what the fuck, Daniel Craig's his Bond movies. But given that it's Craig's last run at Bond, I feel like they're going to do everything in their power to get it right. Now, you could be like, Brandon, did they not try to do everything in their power to get 2 and 4 right? You think they tried to make a shitty movie? Okay, you might have me there. But due to that, it was a toss-up. I'm going to give No Time to Die a little bit more just because we know this is the finality as Craig is Bond.
That almost made it to my list because of that reason.
Yeah, you were even saying that. And that you actually said it first, and I wasn't trying to steal your thunder, but I was like, even after you said it, I was like, this is legitimately my exact reasoning too.
Well, spoiler alert, it's not in my top 10, so...
Oh, yeah, we already said that. Put it out there, don't you? Why don't you?
So, for number 9 for me...
Was that my water? Where's my water?
No, mine. I think this one's yours.
Oh, that's the one you just put down.
No, I put that one down.
It's like, damn, dude.
I don't drink other people's drinks.
You might have on accident. That has happened.
Okay, my number 9 goes to a movie called Last Night in Soho. And this movie's going to be like all-star cast, kind of like that El Royale, the Battle at El Royale, that Chris Hemsworth movie.
The Battle at El Oh.
Not Battle.
Man, you done threw me off, dude. It's fuck, dude, because you said it all weird, and then my mind went to Casino Royale. You done messed me up. I almost said Fast Times at the El Royale. Good Times at the El Royale?
Good Times at the El Royale.
Is that it? Dude, I have the 4K like right there. I'm thinking about going over. I was literally thinking about watching it again the other day.
But the thing about this movie, though, is this is an Edgar Wright film.
Yeah.
So this movie is going to be. I'm curious because it's classified as thriller horror. So I'm really curious to see what he can do with that.
I've heard of it.
The cast, I'm not off the top, which is horrible of me, but I can't off the top of my head remember.
Yeah, we don't plan this shit out. We just roll with it.
But yeah. So Last Night in Soho, be looking out for that. It's going to be great. Anything Edgar Wright does, I'm with it. So yes,
100%. My number 8 is going to have to be The Matrix 4.
Solid.
This could be a lot higher. But, I think a lot of people are getting so hyped because they're just like, Keanu's back. John Wick, he still got it. Pump your brakes a little bit. That doesn't necessarily translate to the Matrix franchise as much as we'd love it for it to. Even going back to when the franchise ended, I'm not a big fan of Matrix Revolutions. For me, the Matrix franchise is amazing, number 1. 2, good. 3, meh. Not really terrible, but it's just like, good Lord, could you have finished this franchise a little bit better? Like, it just didn't do it for me. So then 4 comes along years upon years later, which is always scary. Not every sequel that's in the distant future can be a Bad Boys 3 that just came out. It doesn't happen. There's a reason you get worried for movies like that. And I feel like a lot of people are just putting all their, stock into like, but Keanu's killing it right now, so why wouldn't this be great too? You know what? I'm on board with you. It's in my top 10. I don't think it's going to be a catastrophe. I'm extremely excited for it. But those little bit of worries that creep into my head makes it kind of stay on the back end. But, damn, if they pull this off, your boy going to be hyped.
But where do they go from here? That's what I'm so curious about. Like, where are they going?
You got that, too. That's another element. I don't know.
Neo's dead.
Making machines and shit.
I guess he's not because he's the one. But
oh, dude. They'll be like, there's a resurrectum theorem caused by the, I'm the worst at blanking on the spot. What's the dude's name that controls the Matrix? The dude in the white suit.
Oh, the architect.
There you go. I had adjudicator in my mind because we just talked about John Wick. and I knew it started with an A, and I was like, damn it, I can't make my way back to it. Yeah, like that dude's got something up his sleeve, dude.
I got a theory for you. We'll talk about it another time.
Yes.
But Agent Smith is actually the one.
Fucking son of a bitch.
So
you just ruined the Matrix for me.
Number 8 for me.
Okay.
My number 8 is going to a movie coming out called King Richard. And Will Smith is playing the father, Richard Williams, of Venus and Serena Williams.
What? I haven't even heard about this.
And I think it's going to be awesome. And Will Smith coming back into a drama form, dude deals with like.
For some reason, my mind went to comedy. I don't know why.
No,
I was like, Will Smith,
purely
funny?
Drama.
He's gonna be like, Venus and Serena, get over here. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be good.
But now you're saying drama. It's interesting. What is he like? Gonna be coaching them up for tennis?
He was fucked up in the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had a little Jackson 5 situation going on, huh?
Yeah, almost kind of. Yeah, in a way.
Oh yeah, dude.
So my number 8 goes to King Richard.
All right.
Please be good.
Please, all these movies, please.
Yes, for real, all.
Number, you done threw me off a little bit because now we're doing it the other way. I got it now, but number 7 for me is going to be Spider-Man 3. I don't know what's going on with all this. It seems kind of messy, but damn it, man! If Far From Home did not just like I'm a Spider-Man guy and a Hulk guy. Those are my two growing up that I love so much. And now, different superheroes from like these Marvel movies, DC movies, I've kind of not necessarily abandoned them, but there's definitely like, I might not have liked them growing up, but I fell in love with these versions of them, like in their present form and this cinematic universe, crazy shit they got going on. But Spider-Man and Hulk, those are the movies where I'm like, that's like my root base. Like when they come out with something, which Hulk can't get a fucking good movie to save his life, like that. Like that's what I get. Like when I see it, I still get excited. I'm like, Hulk, oh my God, if they pull this off. Spider-Man, oh my God, if they pull this off. And for me, there's been a lot of like not so good Spider-Man. I know it's unpopular. I love the first Spider-Man with Defoe and Maguire. I love that movie. Yet I know you love Spider-Man 2.
I love the first two.
I haven't seen Spider-Man 2 in a long time, but I remember being disappointed. And then it was one of those movies I walked away and I was like, everybody fucking loves this movie. What did I miss? And I watched it again and I was like, still not doing it for me. I don't know what it is. That's more of a me thing. And then 3 was crap. And then fucking The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 came out. The first Amazing Spider-Man
was good.
See, I don't even know if it's good, but for me it was like, it was like a 6.0 out of 10, maybe 7. Like I just didn't do what I wanted it to do, but at least it's not Spider-Man 3, and I liked it a little bit better than Spider-Man 2 probably. But I'm still not loving it like that first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And then you got the second Amazing Spider-Man, and I was just like, this fucking sucks. And I'm just like, give me something. And then we got Tom Holland, man. Not to be confused with the Child's Play director who has the same name. He just fucking, are you like, really? Did that happen? Is that a thing? But he just was good as Spider-Man. He was solid. Like Homecoming.
He's the perfect age for it.
Yes. It's borderline great. I think I gave Homecoming like just under great, but it was a positive sign and I saw great potential there. And then Far From Home happened, and it just wiped the floor with me. I was like, finally, the Spider-Man movie I've been looking for since... Fuck, dude. When did Spider-Man come out? The one with Tobey Maguire, the first one. It was like 2000?
2000... For the first one?
Yeah, I think it's like 2000. But yeah, it's been like that long that I've been waiting. So when this nailed it, I was fucking... like, yes, my guy is back. I've been waiting on this. And he's been back to other people, but for me, what I was looking for in a Spider-Man film, this was the first one I was like, yep, it's on. So building off that momentum, even though I don't know what they're trying to do right now, maybe they're trying to do a little too much. I fear that.
That's why it's not on my list.
Yeah, they're like, let's do everything at once. Sometimes you try to do too much. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't get it. It's just, I think you can get caught doing that. Like, you're like, oh, this was really good. Oh, we did something really great. Let's just take it to the next level and just fucking throw it all at the wall and hope it sticks. But then you end up tossing everything and people are just jumbled around. Like, I don't know why this is happening. Usually when you try to juggle too many villains and shit like that, it falls flat on its face. I like the more personal approach with one singular villain that's powerful for the most part. And that's why maybe this one can't be a little higher on my list, but I'm still stoked as fuck after Far From Home. That one got me. I immediately was like, we on to something here. Plus Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah,
I'm
killed it.
Complete sucker for him.
Yes.
And as soon as he was in it, I was like, yup. And they did not disappoint. Number 7, Spider-Man. Tree.
My number
I was like,
7.
did you forget? I literally turned around and you were just like, I was like, did he fall asleep? I was like, I legit thought you just fell asleep. Like you were just like, I was like, you were trying to take a nap over.
My number 7. I'm always excited when a Wes Anderson film is coming out. Mm-hmm. I love Wes Anderson films. He's got a movie coming out next year called The French Dispatch, and it is being considered a love letter to journalists. And it's got Timothée Chalamet in it, which already right there sells me. Anything Timothée Chalamet does, I'm watching 100%.
Yeah, you love to talk that motherfucker up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he don't deserve it, but like I feel like every time it comes, you're like, oh my lord.
Well, there's a spot open right now for the, greatest actor, like going on right now because
you were talking about that
in
the
my
other day.
opinion,
you were like, he could do it, and I was like, really? And
he
I was
could.
like, dude,
I'm telling you, because
don't sleep
the
on
one
my
I
guy.
consider
Don't
the greatest
sleep on
actor
my
of all
guy.
time is retired.
Yeah.
So for me, there's a spot open for a greatest.
Yeah, and I won't reveal that because I almost said something about Jake Gyllenhaal and how much I like him. But I was like, we're gonna fucking do
one day
this top. It's so hard to hold back sometimes. But continue.
But yes, The French Dispatch. It's a Wes Anderson film, so it will be quirky. It'll be different. I don't know how you all feel about it, but
damn it better be good.
It's gonna be good, and I think it's gonna impress me because of the way it's shot, the color aspect that they do. But my number 7 goes to The French Dispatch.
Anyways, my number 6. Gonna get into some sequels here. You see a thumbs up. She likes my pick. A Quiet Place 2, which is the opposite of what this house is at all times. Anyways, Quiet Place 2, I feel like I got to explain this for every single thing almost, because it literally could be, maybe be a little higher if it wasn't, a sequel that I don't know if it warrants it, really. Like, you lose John Krasinski's character, who, God, did he knock it out of the park? The directing, the acting. Some people didn't think he could do the acting, too. That was like a double hurdle. Like, can he direct like this? Can he act like this? Is he going to be capable? I mean, some people see other serious movies I think at 13 Hours movies or whatever. Like
Benghazi.
Yeah, like it's not that like he didn't have work out there where like he was serious, but not everybody had necessarily seen that shit. So a lot of people are going into it like, dude from The Office, serious? He's directing? Are you serious? It was just a lot of question marks. For me, I love that shit. I flock to that shit. That's why I love The Rental so much. I'm like, oh, somebody like that's doing a horror movie? Yeah, I'm into it. All over it. And, of course, he did not disappoint. We see how much everybody enjoys that movie, and I was definitely one of them. I was all over it. And A Quiet Place 2, you think I'd be hyped, but it kind of ended in a one-off kind of way. He's like, get this mic out of here. You will have the red one. All right, I'll use 2. Testing 1, 2, 2, 2. But yeah, it ended in a way where it just kind of felt like, okay, open ending, but it doesn't really feel like we need to go anywhere from here. Like it kind of feels more like you put the pieces together, make up your own ending, and I was kind of more comfortable with that. Now, I'm not complaining. It's on my top 10 list. I'm excited for it, but I think it could be a little higher if there was more like I left the movie theater like, oh, I wonder where they go from here. But instead, it left me with like, that was a great one-off movie. I worry this one comes in and it has a feeling of, I don't think it'll do this, but it has a feeling of, did we really need a sequel? I mean, even if it's just good, you might be like, I mean, the first one was great. Like, this is just kind of there now, and it just feels awkward amongst it. Like, we don't need sequels to this, because if this one's great, maybe they do a third one. And I don't know if the sequel is necessarily warranted. But I'm in there, front row. But we'll see how it plays out. We'll see what, he's got up his sleeve and all that. Quiet Place 2 is my number 6.
Oh, yeah. Quiet Place 1 is awesome.
It's great. Faux show.
My number 6 is a remake.
Oh, damn.
From 1962.
I thought you were like, I'm wrong. It is not a remake. You froze.
It is a remake. A Steven Spielberg directed remake.
Ooh.
Called West Side Story.
Yes, sir.
I cannot wait to see this.
I did notice that on there because we were kind of skimming through lists and shit, or at least I was. I was like, man, I got it, because he got to pin this on me. He's like, also, we're doing top 10 most anticipated. Yeah. And I was like, damn it. You're right. You know that? You're right. But I'm not ready, so let me skim through a bunch of shit. And I saw that on there, and I was like, how do I not even know about this? I was like, I'm not even going to dive into it. We're already on short time. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, but West Side Story, Steven Spielberg, a long time ago, he said that one of his dreams was to do a musical. So I have full faith in him. I can't wait to see this.
It's hard not to.
So, yeah, for real.
I mean, damn. I mean, it's not like he you think of older Steven Spielberg movies before the new ones, but it's not like he's delivering duds. I mean, shit, he just did Ready Player One, and that movie rocked my socks off.
Yeah, I love Ready Player One. So, yeah, my number 6 was
West Side Story.
West Side Story.
I forget it.
I just looked at it, too.
I'll be doing that sometimes, too. Number 5, like I said, if you notice, we're getting into some sequels. That's because this is also a sequel. My number 5 is Don't Breathe 2, and this is another one. that I kind of feel like, do we need another one? And that's also what's holding it back. Like, maybe it's better as a one-off, but they always want to make sequels. And you know what? I'm a horror dude. I'm still gonna be there, front row, ready, day one. I love this and A Quiet Place that much, and I'm hyped for it. But I can't lie that there's something in the back of my mind. Is it warranted? Did it leave off where I feel like we needed a sequel? Can we really get something out of this? The blind man's cool, but is he more of like a one-off kind of cool? Like after maybe one movie, we're like, we just have this fucking blind dude fucking people up. Like, I don't know how cool this is anymore. He's just a regular-ass blind dude. Like, maybe it loses its magic a little faster than these other slasher icons. And I know you said you might have heard he might even be a protagonist instead of an antagonist. And if that's true, if what you heard is true, how do I feel about that? That seems kind of weird. I don't know how that'll work.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks to this movie, but yet and still, it's still Don't Breathe 2. And I still ain't breathed since the first one.
Love the first one.
It was so great. And another thing, too, got to remember, everybody got caught up on the blind man. Of course, you had one MC Throwdown bitch, whatever the fuck that dude is, that thought he was all hard, that got killed pretty quick. But the two leads really, really carried it. You got to remember that. Like Dylan Minette's character, he was amazing in that movie. I love that kid for some reason. But, yeah.
Do you not have 13 Reasons Why?
Do I not have it? What do you mean?
Why you love him?
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
Nah, I see what
you
you're
made
saying.
me explain it, and it went
Now
away.
the joke doesn't work. I thought you legitimately meant it. Like I was like on DVD. Like I took it like literally. Yeah, but no, I'm hyped for it. Don't Breathe 2 would be my number 5.
Hell yeah. My number 5 is The Many Saints of Newark, and this is a prequel to The Sopranos.
I say Superman.
It's not a show either. This is an actual movie. So,
that's cool. Yeah, I've heard of this. Like a lot of these movies you're saying, I'm like, I don't. And then you start explaining, I'm like, oh, yeah, I did hear about that. And I am excited for it. Fuck, it should be on my list.
Yeah.
Not really, but.
There's actually a big list to go through.
It was hard.
We have completely different movies as of right now. We don't have any of the same movies, and we've been through 10 movies.
Oh, yeah.
That's how big this list is of movies that have potential for like next year. But yeah, Many Saints of Newark. If you watch The Sopranos, you'll love this because it's going to add some closure for some characters and everything, it being a prequel movie. So be on the lookout for that. Yes.
Yes. Number 4, Godzilla vs. Kong. This type of shit, man. I'm not like the biggest Godzilla fan or King Kong fan, but I have this weird thing where I have to see these movies day one in IMAX, and I won't settle for any less because they're one of the few movies that have that like bigger than life feel to them, and seeing them in IMAX really delivers that. I encourage people to do that when they skimp out on like the $5 extra or whatever. They're meant to be seen like that, I feel like, and because I've went and saw Godzilla, whatever it was just called Godzilla. What the fuck was it? But I know, like, you have the Godzillas before. You have the Godzilla from, like, 98 with Matthew Broderick. Whatever the one was that was the first one that kind of fits into this timeline, I guess. That one, it was, like, in 2013 or something. Then you have Godzilla King of the Monsters, like that same build-up that I saw with that. Both of those in IMAX. Just loving, like, they just don't do justice on the smaller TVs. But in theaters, it's such an experience. And then, of course, Kong Skull Island, same thing, IMAX, first day. I just have this weird thing where like I've got to see these movies like first day, even though I'm not like over the moon about them. It's just something about the theater experience I get hyped for, and just the whole monsters fighting and that coming together where we kind of saw that. I believe it was at the end of Skull Island where they found like Godzilla or something like in the end credits or whatever, and it was kind of hyping up this in the future. And then we got Kong Skull Island to bridge this, actually, I think. Maybe, was it Kong Skull Island that did it?
It was,
that's what it, no, we got King of the
Monsters
bridged it, so I was right. I just said it backwards because King of the Monsters escaped me for a second. But yeah, and that bridged the gap, and that was solid enough. And now, like, I'm ready to see the showdown. I've been waiting for this showdown. I've been... even if they're not my favorite movies, they're still solid, and they're great when they're elevated to the IMAX. And just the whole spectacle of it and me being on board from the beginning, like waiting for this. I'm just ready, dude. I'm ready for this. Like, I'm in it.
I am a huge advocate for theaters, and those kind of movies are the reasons we have movie theaters.
Yes.
Movies like those are the reasons that they have huge ass IMAX screens, and your mind is blown by everything. If the movie's not good, I mean, in a case like that, well, they did their best, but I mean, it's like, look at it. Like, look what you're watching, like the visuals, the sound, everything is it's an experience in its own.
Yeah, and they've got whether the movies have turned out that great necessarily, like I can get where some people dog on them and shit. Like, nobody really hates them, but a lot of people talk down if they're great or not. They've also, like, really drawed in some, like, amazing actors. So that always hypes me up to see, like, who they pull off this time. Now, whether they've been, churned out their full potential on some of them. I mean, I could see that, but it's still, when you have a A-list kind of cast, it's always going to be kind of cool, like going into the movie. Like, that's just added bonus. So it'll be interesting to see who all they get on this one, because they have had some, like, really, like, juggernaut, like, cast in these movies. So that plus the monster action.
Yes.
In it.
That was your number 4?
I believe so, yes.
So my number 4.
They're going to say, like, is it my turn? I'm like, well, I did just go, and there's 2 of us.
There's not. Oh, there's only 2. Okay, so my number 4, The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. Oh, my God.
I'm not a big Conjuring. I'm not a big spirits kind of guy.
I love them.
No, I don't love either of them.
I love
the
both
first
of them.
one I like. The second one I like, but I like a little less. And then this one, I'm just kind of like, the fact that I don't love them as much, and that's just kind of like, oh, I really like it, but don't love it. And I like it, but, I don't really feel the need to watch it again. And then that's, like, just circled in by other terrible movies from that universe. I just don't get excited for this anymore.
Yeah, they really missed an opportunity with The Nun.
Yeah, really The Nun, the fucking La Llorona, the Corona, all this. I mean, you could just keep going. Fucking Annabelle. I heard Annabelle Creation was good, but I didn't even have any.
Got a pretty good score on that too.
That was like the one that I heard was good out of all those, and it's like the one I haven't seen. But yet again, I just don't. It's not there. Like, I don't care as much. Like, I'd watch it if it was on, but. Yeah, Conjuring don't conjure up shit for me, really.
Well, I'm a huge fan of the Conjuring series.
Hey,
so
it's your list, dog. Most people are.
I love the Conjuring, so I'm really excited for this third one. And, we'll just have to see what happens. And I think, don't hold me to it, but I think
I'm gonna hold you to it.
David Gordon Green is directing it, your boy from Halloween.
Yeah, so Pineapple Express.
I think he is. Yeah, he's got a weird list of movies.
Yeah, weird resume you got there, buddy.
But yeah, Conjuring 3 for me is my number 4.
Number 4. Into that top 3. And at number 3, Test Your Might. Dun 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 dun. Test Your Might. Mortal Kombat! My daughter loves that song. Yeah, Mortal Kombat, man. Damn it. Now, I'm going to say this much. Even though it's at 3, if any of these movies could be pulled off, and I could be like, if you had this top 10, or any of the movies that are coming out, but probably my top 10 because it's in a top 10 for a reason. I want these movies to be good. If I could have one, like guarantee that one's great, it might be this one. But there's some question marks there. Like you were talking about first-time director. It's not just first-time director, writer. We've seen this movie before. And we've seen, not literally this movie, but we've seen this movie before, as in the saying goes, where we've seen these video game movies just not pan out left and right. And we've even had ones where, like, let's just put this into consideration. The new Tomb Raider. I liked it. But when that came out, it's not like the most special thing ever. It's all right. It's like, it's good. I watched it a second time. Still thought it was about the same. Nothing too special. But the point is, if I remember Rotten Tomatoes and people, it was like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. People were mixed on it, and they were like, the best video game movie yet. And I'm like, if that's the gold standard, bro, like even if I like it, that's scary how bad some of these movies are. And honestly, I think the best video game movie is Mortal Kombat to this day. The original. I love that movie. I got nostalgia for it. But I think also objectively, it's got to be in that mix for the best one. And this one, I mean, it's you don't know what you're gonna get with this. I want to put all my hopes into it, but I have more red flags with this one than I do the two in front of it. But let's put our hands together and pray.
I hope it's good.
Good Lord! And then I'm guessing they're gonna have to come up with a new kind of score to the movie. It's not. I hope they bring
the original.
Yeah, I want to no for sure. Like I want them to bring that back, and I think I heard that too. But they're gonna have to come up with their own music around it.
This movie's only like 3 months away now.
It's weird,
March.
Dude. It's blowing my mind.
Which means we're getting a trailer. You know what? We'll probably get a trailer.
You know what? Let's watch it right now. That would be fucking sick in the middle of the Super Bowl.
It's an
if it comes on, dude, with that test your might, I'm gonna get chills right there. I'm gonna be like, fuck, I'm not even gonna watch the Super Bowl. I'm gonna run outside and run through the street, dude. And I'm gonna be like, let's go, just punching mailboxes off left and right. I'm stoked, dude. I'm stoked. But will it be good though? I don't know. I'm not. Out of every movie that I've said so far, I would put the least amount of my eggs in this basket. Just put it that way. But we're hoping. Doesn't mean I don't think it's going to be good. I'm like 60-40 here.
I'm ready to see some live action fatalities.
Nah, I'm ready for that shit. All right, get out of
there. So my number 3 is the guys who brought you Captain America, Civil War, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. The Russo brothers are coming back and directing a movie called Cherry with Tom Holland. Ooh. And this movie is going to be, I feel like it's going to be really good. You got Tom Holland, who's up and coming now in more serious roles. You know, you had the Netflix movie.
I haven't watched that.
It's so good.
That didn't make your top?
Shit. Huh?
Do you feel like that should have made your top now that I brought it up?
Yeah, probably, actually.
Did you forget about it?
What was my top?
Fuck it. It's too late now.
Oh, yeah. It could have definitely made that. Damn.
That sucks.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I want to see that. But go on.
So, yeah, but what movie was I talking about? Okay, Cherry.
The Russo brothers movie.
Yeah, so Cherry
on top.
He's a war vet. Tom Holland comes back home with PTSD and becomes an addict, and things spiral downhill. No idea what this movie's going to consist of. I can't wait to see it. It's the Russo brothers in a drama, heavy drama. Tom Holland, in a heavy drama. I'm 100% in. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Number 2 for me, Halloween Kills.
Knew it.
And this is where I paused myself on the other video where we did the top 10 of the year, where I was talking about the Invisible Man. I was like, it kind of relates to another movie. The first Halloween that came out, not the first one, but the first one that came out in this series of movies, Halloween 2018. Why didn't they just give it a better name than the name of the fucking original? I don't know. Yeah, Halloween 2018 is much like The Invisible Man in terms of there's great moments in it, but the negative moments make it all the more frustrating. Like by the end of it, you're like, I feel like I should love it, but I don't know. Some things frustrated me, and I feel like they could have executed this better, blah, 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 blah. Holds it back. Not a great movie to me. Not a catastrophe like some people said, and definitely not the best thing since sliced bread like so many others have said. But yet and still, I don't give a fuck how bad the last one was. I'm a bit of a Halloween super fan, so anytime a new Halloween movie's coming out, I'm chomping at the fucking bit. I'm excited. I mean, the last 4 Halloweens could have been the worst movies I've ever seen. I'm still like, it's Michael Myers. He's coming out. And I'm like a kid on Christmas. I can't avoid it. It's in my blood. I'm beyond hype for Halloween Kills, even if I don't have the most confidence. I do and I don't, because there was great moments in one, but I'm thinking about all those moments I was disappointed as well, and I'm like, will he do about the same, or will he kind of just pick a side where he's just flat-out disappointment or flat-out great? I'm hoping it's the flat-out great, but only time will tell. And another thing that helps this movie is it's like a double anticipation, because I thought it was coming last year, and then it got pushed back. So it builds up the hype a little even more, because you're like, God dang it, I almost had it. It was right there in my grasp, and then it got pushed back another year. So there's a little bit of something to that. And yeah, Halloween Kills. Number 2. Kill Laurie Strode, please. All right, go
on. My number 2 goes to Dune. Denis Villeneuve.
I forgot about that one.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't forget about it as go on my list, but I forgot about, like, I was trying to predict what you had coming up, and I wish I would have thought of that one because I ruined my own little game I've been playing in my head.
Yeah. Dune is going to hopefully blow my mind. Hopefully. I'm hoping so. It's first of all, it's got the cast is it's
great,
huge. It's massive. I mean, Timothée Chalamet again, and then you got Josh Brolin, Oscar Isaac. Here we go.
We always blanking on the spot, dude. One of these days, we're going to write the shit out before we start. You know what I mean? I know we have notebooks, but it's like a very loose outline, and we just kind of let our minds take us there. And Rodney don't even have a fucking notebook. He don't have anything, so his poor soul. Right up
Zendaya,
here.
That's another one.
As I forget. There you go. There you go, sir.
Zendaya is the other one.
I thought you unplugged your mic or something. What'd you do?
I plugged it in.
Well, hopefully it still works. Maybe I should talk a little close.
So yeah, Dune is my number 2. It looks huge. Definitely going to see that in IMAX. Can't wait to see the sandworms, dude. This is going to be incredible. Dune, man. Yes.
In case Rodney's mic went out, Rodney's hyped for Dune. That's his number 2. Okay, my number 1 that barely squeaked by Halloween Kills, and it's another slasher villain that maybe I don't get as hyped for as Michael Myers, but it's a slasher villain that I love, and that is Candyman. It's not just the trailer that fucking blew me away, literally blew me away. That trailer, oh my God, I could watch it over and over again. It's also the fact, fun fact, I watched Candyman last night. I love that fucking movie, okay? And I've always wanted to see something more because there was such potential there after the first one. It's not just a flat-out slasher either. It's a little more treated with care, upper echelon style slasher. And I love Tony Todd in the role. And Farewell to the Flesh, not a good movie. I mean, it's okay to me, but it's not good, if we're being honest with ourselves. And 3 is an atrocity. It's that, like, straight to DVD shit. And the fact that we only got, like, that one movie treated with that care always ate at me. So when I heard a Candyman movie was coming, I was like, finally, after all these years, maybe I can get another movie I can at least pair with the original where, like, I don't even have to watch 2 and 3. I can just put them to bed like they fucking deserve to be. I can watch the first one and get that fix after all these years. I mean, I've been watching Candyman since I was like 5. After all these fucking years, be able to have a movie to pair with it that's at least somewhat comparable or at least close to the same ballpark. And I was a little bit worried, but after I saw that trailer, dude, I was like, oh, man. Like, you know, there's been great trailers with completely shitty movies once you actually go see them. But this only pointed that sign and more in the right direction. And, like, hearing just the voice, like, I am the writing on the wall, all that shit, I was like, oh, dude, finally, it's here. And I'm beyond hyped for it. I'm so excited for Candyman. And again, like Halloween Kills, that excitement's boiling over into another year, so it makes me even more hyped because I'm like, come on, dude. I almost saw it. Like, literally, I got out of my car the other day, and I was like, you know, if COVID didn't happen, I would have already seen Candyman. I'd probably own it right now. Fucking COVID. Fuck.
You know, Candyman's in good hands, though, with Blumhouse.
So. I don't like Blumhouse at all, actually. Because they're shit. They come out with so many shitty movies.
No, they do not.
Are you kidding me? I mean, I wish I could name them, but they're so forgettable. There's like, it's very...
Fantasy Island
is terrible.
We don't let that... I haven't even watched it.
Yeah, I'm not... We could go on a tangent with this, but what's your number 1?
My number 1 goes to the same movie that's been my number 1 since it's been delayed 300 times.
Oh, shit.
But my number 1 is going to Scott Cooper's Antlers.
I wish Batman was able to be on here.
Dude, Batman would be pretty high up.
Batman might be number 1 on mine.
It wouldn't be 1 for me, but it'd be high up there.
It'd definitely be top 3. Maybe
yeah, it'd
one.
be top 3.
That trailer
Oh,
Good Lord.
yes.
I feel like I had to bring it up.
It's
Go
perfect.
on.
That trailer, it's like a perfect trailer.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so Antlers, a horror movie. Scott Cooper, my favorite director right now. He's done some pretty solid movies, and every movie he's done has been a different style or different genre. So I'm really curious to see how he handles this one and where he goes. There's a trailer out there. There's a few of them actually. Y'all want to check them out. But Antlers, check that out. I can't wait for that.
Dude, Antlers sounds. I mean, I'm a horror fan, dude. I'm all about it. I'm on board 100% for this movie.
Yeah, I can't.
It didn't make my top 10, but I'm right there with you, dude. It'll be hopefully really dope.
I think it's going to be really good.
Now, you keep surprising me with that Antlers movie because it just comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, damn, Rodney's this high on a horror movie?
Dude, this was the same way with Brightburn. Mm-hmm. Brightburn did that to me. I remember Brightburn.
That shocks me, dude, because when I actually have Brightburn in there. I put the 4K in the other rooms. I wanted to watch it a second time. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
Yes.
I didn't think it was great.
No, it's great.
But you were like,
blown away. Dude, it was my number one for a while, and then
insane,
it ended up being my I think number 3 or 4 that year, 2019.
It wasn't in my top 10, but that was a tough year.
Because 1917 and then Peanut Butter Falcon.
That shows you, though, because that wasn't in my top 10 last year because of how good last year's top 10 was. But,
Dude,
I mean, Brightburn would have made this top 10, especially in a down year. Or my top 10 we talked about before this. But this has been the anticipated movies of 2021. Do you guys agree with this? Do you think we're dumb? Probably that part. Rodney looks dumb right now as he's corkscrewing his head around like a fucking idiot.
Bird.
I guess I kind of am too, but it wasn't that dramatic. Jesus. Anyways. Yeah, let us know what y'all's top 10s are. Your top 10 of last year, your top 10 you're looking forward to. Maybe your top 10 you're looking forward to in 2041 if you're that smart to put that together.
Hey, you can do it.
You can.
Martin Scorsese's supposed to be directing and starring in his first film in 2041.
He gonna be alive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Cheers, mates. I'm gonna get up and attempt to do this. You wanna do it, Rodney?
We've been sitting down for like 5 hours, literally.
It's insane. Hope y'all